Yeah, I should get one. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Good to meet you, Preston. Right, best to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
I feel pretty good. I feel prepared. I've gone through all of my questions and tried to write down examples. I think I'm the most nervous about how long it's gonna be. It's gonna be like 45 minutes, which is, I've been in interviews for jobs and they've been 15, 20 minutes max. So I'm like, this is the real deal. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Yeah. Is there anything you're hoping to like learn or take away, or like questions you're excited to ask the interviewers or anything like that?
I think I'm just excited to interact with somebody and the stakes kind of be high, because I feel like I've gone into things like this and just felt like, oh, it's whatever, like it's not a big deal. And this, there is pressure, and so just to see like how I do with the stakes being high.
I would say that the present one does play highly into my strength.
For the one-on-one, she was like, next time you do a one-on-one, when they ask you, you should ask them. I forgot to ask them about the pay wage, and like after that, like that's stuff. And then she's like, also do like the hardship at the end where you like go like, so is there anything on my resume that makes you feel like not to hire me or something like that? And then she'll say something like that. So I'm gonna remember that one for sure. Yeah,
How did you go with clarifying your skills? Is there anything about my resume
I
or
asked
skill?
her.
What'd she say?
She said that I clarified everything. And she said that she liked that I asked that question.
No. How are you guys feeling? I know you guys have interviews here, right? In the next couple minutes. How are you guys feeling?
I think he already finished with his.
How did it go?
It's crazy, but it's really good. I learned a lot.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
Just to always have answers on the fly. Just to be quick on the fly.
Okay.
And be creative with your answers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Hands on.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, you guys still have something coming up?
Yeah,
all right.
feeling nervous.
Feeling nervous? All
Ready
right.
to go.
Good stuff.
What about this position appeals to you the most?
Perfect. Awesome. So obviously you're interviewing now. So like, how's that been for you?
It's definitely a big shift from interviewee to interviewer, but it's a lot of fun, and it's really cool to see them kind of learn through the process and really see how they can develop their skills and become better at interviewing and really get the jobs that they want in the future. So it's been really rewarding in that way. I mean, from being an interviewee, it definitely helped me when I was looking for jobs. Like, that was super helpful. I mean, takeaways, I don't know. Like as an interviewer?
Yeah.
I mean, it gives me hope because they've been great so far. So stellar students, which is great to begin with. But very excited. My next interview is here.
Oh, look at that. There we go.
I really loved interacting with the students just because I was one. I remember what that was like. And it's really, I wish so often that I had the confidence that I do now while in college. And so I think being able to give back and interview them, it allows them to get those first awkward interview jitters out in front of a party that wants to help them improve rather than in front of an employer. And it's just been neat to see, they come in, they're really nervous, they've been prepped, they've tried their hardest, and then, halfway through the interview, they start getting it. They start really relaxing into it and coming up with answers that I honestly couldn't even think of on the spot. So it's been a neat to see that progression, and it's just a way to give back. I was a student, and so it's a way to give back and root them on and show them ways to improve to better further their careers.
I'll go back to attribution right now. I'm currently using the attribution tool where we're attributing dollars to our content, and that's a great way to see if your marketing is working or not working.
Chris, how did interviews go for you?
It went good. It was more challenging than I thought, which is great because it means I learned something. And so I'm excited to take my notes away from this and to get better because I was challenged today in the best of ways. So it was good. Do you ever find like I feel like I've heard some people be like, I don't like the interviewee to be almost too prideful or to say they're better than other people. Do you find like a conflict between those, or
no reason to compare? Just keep it about yourself.
Yeah.
Start comparing, then that's when it gets like a little catty, gossipy.
Yeah.
You just keep it about yourself and don't compare. Just say, this is what I know I do really well. And these are the things that are in my soul and they aren't going anywhere.
For sure. I'm definitely going to remember that.
What are some of like the main takeaways for you that you felt like really helped or maybe made you think a little bit different kind of thing?
Yeah, one of the interviewers just really encouraged me to be very real and to be specific about who I am as a person, as an individual. And to help me avoid any cliches or anything that everyone else is saying, but to really just be passionately myself. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least I was very real and I'm different from everyone else, so I really appreciated that.
What value have you seen for it in your own life or anything?
So much value. I mean, I did mock interviews last year, and then when I was looking in my own job search for over the summer and internships, it was so helpful. Just like having that confidence that I've already done it once and I can do it again, and talking to real professionals. That's what you do when you go out in the real world. So it's so important to get that experience. I went through mock interviews last year. This year I was volunteering, but last year what really helped is getting that real life experience of talking with a professional in the field that I was looking to go into and seeing what they're looking for. And afterwards, with the interviews, they gave you advice on what to cover after, and it helped me with my job search to get internships within the field after. And so just gaining that real life experience of questions with someone, a professional in the field, is really what matters. And I think the mock interview process is it's very great to have at Corban, and it just does a lot for the students here. So yeah.
Cool. How'd the interview go?
It went really well. It was super fun. I kind of went into like autopilot, and I just said everything that I remembered from my notes and that I had practiced for. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. What were like some of the main takeaways? Yeah.
I really appreciated her feedback afterwards. So once we had finished, she was like, all right, like the official part of the interview is done. And I like took a deep breath. I was like, I can't believe I did that. And then she just like went through her notes from my answers and like told me things I did well and things I could have done differently, and I was able to take notes on that. And so that was really helpful. I feel like I feel like I learned a lot from that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, so is there like one or two things that you're like, hey, like I went in the interview thinking this, and like I'm gonna use this lesson in my next interview kind of thing?
Yeah. She said one thing she had said was that I came across confident, and that was not how I felt going into it. And so now that I know, like, oh, like if I can just like take a deep breath and like almost convince myself that I'm confident, like if that's how I can portray myself, then that's a good thing. And so just realizing that like I can do that, like I'm capable of like coming off as like confident.
Yeah.
Like now I feel like I can do that. I know how to do that. I can keep doing that and learn from it. So.
Awesome. Yeah.
I was like, no way he's done. How'd it go?
How'd it go?
Bro,
Take your
an absolute blessing. It was good. It was fun.
What'd you learn?
I learned that constantly smile, regardless if you don't know the answer. Constantly smile, laugh. It brings a solid, positive energy in the room.
Perfect. Yeah. How'd it go? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I feel a lot more confident in a lot of, like my key skills. I felt like I, performed pretty good, and it made me feel a lot more confident when I go out into the real world. And it was just an honor, to have them there.
What do you think like was one of the major takeaways, or what'd you learn, or
one of the more like takeaways that I took away was more being like more like speak a little bit more slowly and more elaborate on like stories and stuff like that. Like bring more stories into it so you can like give more like a personal connection with your interviewer.
Boom.
This event is very special to me, and it seems like it keeps growing each and every year, and I love that. I look forward to this every single year. I look forward to keep coming back to Corban University because, well, it's like home. I've been really impressed with the maturity of the students that come through here, how they take this seriously.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to stand up a bit because I'm so short and a short person. But it's a delight to be here with you. I can't tell you how well Corban pays us. No money changes hands, But I can honestly tell you that all of us who are interviewing go away so much richer. And so you may see yourselves as being involved in a mock interview, but I honestly see a lot more. And those of you who are here as students, we who are decrepit and old and hairless, like Bruce, sorry, we have to hand on the baton. And what we do is try and help you prepare to be the light of the world. Thank you for having me.